I just sent the link right now, so we should have that guest coming in any minute.
It's all good. There we go. Hella people. Ricardo,
Okay.
D-Boy, J. Ortiz, Big Widow Duran, Louis Saldana, and Big Allen. What's up, y'all?
Okay. Hold on.
Hold on, like in Vogue.
I'm here, man.
J. Ortiz, Big Telly in the house.
The Terminator Killer. Let me see what's up with it, Flacco. Man, who else we got up in here? Sending Minds Gentleman, CEO of Annoying Cholos. What? Rojo, Flacco? Hope all's good. Bad Boy Built. Chill Town in the casa. How many we got on here right now, bro?
30.
30? Okay, we're going to get, you already know we're going to have more in a few minutes, as always. You guys rule. Telly Savalas, what's good with it? Let me see. Tapping in with a little bit of energy. Just a little bit. What's up, Rojo?
Chilling, man, chilling.
Man, I had to find a real good location for me to be. You know what I mean?
Yes,
hit
sir.
Hit the like if you like your mom.
That's right. Fred Dog, Tulare County in the house. Big Widow Duran.
In the building. That's kind of interesting, man. Our special guest that we're going to have on here, that's where her office is at, out there in Tulare County. She represents a lot of cases out there in Monterey, LA, Tulare County, Kings County, and a lot of them are she likes to take on gang cases, man. So you're going to get a little bit of feedback and some interesting insights. And if you need so, maybe an attorney.
Born Supreme, San Fernando Valley in the house. Bay Area Dodger from Antioch. What's up, boy? Joel's in the house. Anthony White, 559-805. Tapped in from all over. Cubo Mikey. What'd you do today, Flox?
Man, you know, did that little did a members only live today. It was pretty cool. Dropped some content with you. You know, always doing something, man. About to go on a Zoom meeting later on with you and Boxer and everyone, huh? Stay tuned for that one.
Yes, indeed. Hector Castillo in the house. DC Irish in the house. What's up, boy? Florida. I'm lazy today, man.
You lazy today?
Big Joe in the house. What's up, boy?
Tapping in Big Rojo. King Flaco AZ. Saludos. Rojo, you start training today.
As a matter of fact, I did.
You know what I mean? Can't you tell, man? Rojo is bigger than me now. Look at that. He got some size on right there, man.
Tacoma, Washington. Shasta County. Telly, that's going to stunt your growth. Louis Saldana, what's up, boy? Hector Castillo, what's up, man?
Let me check with her. I'll check with her. If she doesn't get on in a couple minutes, she's going to send it to her email so she can go off her iPad. Let me check real quick.
Pasco, Washington. Where's that at, man? You close to Seattle up there, boy?
Don't get two-piece by Boxer. Oh, they talking smack already. They talk about you getting the two-piece by Boxer real quick. Yeah. 90s AZ Diablo, Respetos from Piniquero, Riza. Helping others move in excellence. That's right.
Navarro, what's up, boy? Oh, they say you got a fresh just for men coat on your hair, boy. That's right. Flacco ain't playing around.
Team Rojo, huh?
Well, let's see. Roger Rabbit in the house. Hey, Salinas, what's up, boy? Oh, yeah, you don't really forget to guard your face. Shit. JD. That's funny. Oh, shit. I want to see the homie Flacco two-piece that mouthy gunner sauce in that fashion. Good low. Why y'all want to do Gunner like that? 77 people in the building. Sorry we're not talking much, man. We're just waiting on Flacco's got a special guest for you guys, man. So, and tomorrow we might have another one that'll break the internet, man. So keep your fingers crossed.
Oh yeah, we got a big one tomorrow, man. Let me see if I can hit her. Let me hit her up real quick. I tried calling her right now. It wasn't working. So let me log off real quick.
Bass Bully TV, man. It's another day, bro. I mean, hopefully it'll be, you know, a good performance, man, especially for you guys. You know what I mean? I'll try to do what I can to entertain y'all for sure. All right, I see you in the waiting room right there, man. As soon as Flacco comes back, you're about to find out right now. Technical difficulties. D-Boy, what happened? You had technical difficulty? Louis says he'll be the special guest. We're the Beauty and the Brains attorney. Rojo, what's your favorite album to work out to? That's a good one, man. Probably G Unit. That first G Unit CD. Rule Boy 831 in the house. Wendy and Edwin De Leon in the house. We lost Flacco, huh? You know you're gonna cry when you get to the car, right? Greenfield in the building. I see you. John Adams, what's up, boy? Jennifer says hello, respect. How you doing? Jose Benitez, I see you. All right, we got everybody in here. Here goes Flacco and today's special guest, Bling Bling. There we go. How you doing?
Sheila.
Hold on, it's moving really slow. I can barely hear you guys. Let me try to disconnect and get in again. 1 second, sorry.
No worries. Mike Hawk in the building. Born Supreme. That's right, Born Supreme. Hot Cheetos are delicious, especially when you apply them to a fresh, nice, hot top ramen, either chili or Texas beef. You know what I mean? You cut up your little piece of beef stick. You take the main from the dinner from the night before because you know you're starving. Well, y'all ain't because y'all's burpee game wasn't up to par, but I'd be starving because I'd be in there doing all them burpees. I'd be whipping it up. Here we go. We'll give it another shot. How's that working for you?
Okay,
Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Much better?
Sorry.
There we go.
Finally, hey, how you doing? How you doing, Sheila? So
good. How are you guys?
We're gonna have a lot of questions from a lot of our viewers, man. But why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do? As we already know, you're an attorney, but I'm gonna let you fill in the blanks there. What you do?
Yes, I'm an attorney. My law firm is located out in Visalia. However, I take cases all over California, just depending on the type of case. I'm more concerned about that than anything else. Born and raised in Northern California. Lived the last 10 or about 12 years in Los Angeles, so that's probably a little bit more of home to me. I moved to Visalia. Been here off and on for the last year and a half. Started taking, I do criminal defense, primarily gang cases, I would say. I ended up taking one last year, and it was Operation Red Reaper case. I was working for a big law firm, and I just kind of fell into it. So that case was what really sparked my interest in gang cases. So since then, I had moved away, and then I came back and I decided to take one gang case pro bono, and then that led me to taking 12 more. So here I am, and I think this is my niche now. So I really enjoy it.
So Red Reaper pushed you into it, right? I mean, from your experience as an attorney, I know you can't discuss certain things about law cases and so forth, but what was the things that triggered you as far as, wanting to help these defendants with these gang cases? What did you see that you felt was like unethical practices or just, hardships towards these gang cases? Because we do a lot of gang cases on this channel, and we discuss them. We discuss how they're trying to wrap people up for like the smallest little cases nowadays.
Well, they really are. They really are. So I originally first started working on Operation Scarecrow. I'm not even sure if that name was actually released to the public, but that was a Mexican mafia wiretap out of Orange County. So I worked on that first before I moved here. And then when I moved here, the difference that I saw is that when it came time, I wasn't able to find as many mistakes. There was a little bit of differences, but I had spent all this time studying wiretap, studying gangs, down to the point where I could look at conversations and I could pretty much profile the people, in those conversations. So I had all this knowledge, but I didn't really get to use it. So then I move up here, fast forward to this, and I take a Red Reaper case, and I went in with all the knowledge, but it was way different than the wiretap case that I worked on, the Operation Scarecrow. Because I noticed that the police officers and even the DAs did a lot of stuff that were illegal to basically, at the end of the wiretap, you have a gang wiretap, they wiretap for like 4 or 5 months, right? I mean, every single one varies. But at the end, and the one that I worked out in Orange County, they had started it because they were trying to find out who had committed a homicide. So at the end, when they did the mass arrest, they hadn't solved the homicide, but, they still arrested everyone, and that was it. The homicide just kind of got lost to the wayside. But in Kings County, where, that was the main county that was running Operation Red Reaper, it was very different. I think that they got to a point where at the end, when they were doing the mass arrest, they didn't have probable cause to arrest a lot of these people, in my opinion. And they arrested him anyways. They made charges fit, they framed people. So I took one case, and after that, I started wanting to read a lot more of them. And to date, every single Red Reaper case I have looked at, and I've read at least 15,000 pages by now, they've all been fake, been different. There's two. So you have the state. You have the ones that were apprehended and charged in state court, then you also have the ones that are in the feds. The feds, I would say those ones are real. I looked at those ones. But the ones in state court, I think, are unsupported by probable cause. Those arrests should have never happened.
So the Red Reaper, that was out in Tulare County, right? Kings County?
So it was Kings County, Tulare County, and then Fresno. It involved the DOJ, but Kings County was pretty much running it. So I don't know if it was an ego thing, but it's some of the worst, police work I've ever seen. But I guess where I became more interested in it is because that was where I saw attorneys just like not even care at all. And I don't know if it's because it's a gang case. I don't know if it's because gang cases are harder. You have to think outside the box. A lot of times you can't put anyone on the stand because they have priors or whatever the case, but I felt like, the ones that I was reading, all the people wanted, whether they were consultations or if they became clients, all they wanted was someone to really care about their case and care about what was going to happen to them. And so I guess that's what kind of that, and just the difficulty of it, 'cause I'm interested in that, is what kind of led to me now having a lot more gang cases.
So for like our viewers out there, right? What are some of the things that they need to be cautious of and careful for? Because I know in some of these cases, just random people are getting caught up on gang enhancements. Do you have any legal advices for people before they put themselves in uncompromising situations to where they can get an indictment like this?
One of the things that I always tell my clients is that when you have to be careful, number one, if who you get in the car with, because everything that is in someone else's pockets in the car are in your pockets. Everything that's in their trunk is might as well be on you. You can't get charged for it. They can charge everyone in the car. And then, if you make a decision to go do something with friends and you have a decision to go do one thing, and then you end up getting carried away, get caught up on a murder charge really easily. And because you might not be able to testify, it's pretty difficult. So I would say, be careful who you surround yourself with. my cases, when they come to resolution, whether my clients get off, I mean, that's what I'm planning on, or whatever happens, I don't want repeat clients. I always tell them, like, move out of the county, start over, watch who you hang out with, like, and I always tell them, like, if you really want to stay out of trouble, best thing that you can do is become, independent and make your own decisions and put your street hustle into something legal, and you'll make way more money than you would have made on the street. Whether people listen to me, I never know until they get out of custody. But you got to be careful.
What is the common trend that you're seeing of these young men that are facing these gang like cases, like the back history of them? I mean, are you seeing like a lot of like potential for them to redeem themselves? You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? What are you seeing from these individuals? What is the common pattern that you experience?
None of them had none of them are inherently bad people. I have yet to meet a client being charged of a gang crime that's really a bad person. Misunderstood, yes. Didn't have two parents. I think I'm 100% because I've asked everyone. They didn't have two parents, and then couldn't help where they were from. Had to make certain choices where I don't believe, put it like this, and I tell my clients this, I don't believe that had you been raised in a different environment with a white picket fence or in a gated community, that you would have made these choices, and they all agree with me. So I just think there's some type of trauma, and a lot of times it is like not having a father figure, and I feel like that's what maybe makes them reach out and need something else from a group. I think they're looking for something that they've maybe lost along the way as a child, and I think that if they would have had that, I don't think they would have made those decisions.
Okay, I got one more question. I'm gonna pass it on to Rojo, and then we're gonna pass it on to the viewers. When me and you first talked, we talked a couple months ago, maybe about 9 months ago, actually. We were talking about nonprofits and stuff like that. That's something that you have a passion about and you want to get involved in. And so we get a lot of viewers from all over the world, over the state, different areas that watch our channel. So express some ideas that you have maybe potentially in the future that you want to look into as far as a nonprofit.
I have so many ideas. I really feel that I want to, number one, I've always wanted to create a nonprofit, and I will. And I want to help people that have been wrongly convicted, because I see there's too many people in the system, whether they had bad attorneys, whether they couldn't testify, whatever, there's innocent people that have been convicted. So that's something that I want to do. I also want to create a nonprofit, and I actually met some people out here that are all interested in that helps teach other skills to people that are that have just got out of prison, or basically want to change their life. In fact, I met someone out in this area that rents rooms to gang members and tells them, like, listen, if you want to get your life together, you can come live here, because she knows it's hard for them to find a place when they're wanting to change. But I think that I feel that if someone learns different skills, like how to interview at a job, or be able to see a light, or be educated in some fashion. I mean, I have met guys out here that have no education that are smarter than their attorneys. But maybe they just need some skills refined a little bit, So I want to do something that helps transition, because California keeps saying that they're all about rehabilitation, but I don't see it actually happening.
No,
they say it,
no.
but the I don't really see it happening. So but those are a couple ideas, and I'm sure I'll come up with more. But I know I'm a criminal defense attorney. Like, I hear story time all the time, but I do believe that some of my clients will get out and they will change. It just depends on how much internal strength they have at that time, and how much they're willing to try something different.
Definitely. I'm gonna let Rojo ask some questions real quick.
Okay, I got a couple of things for you, Sheila. How long have you been a practicing attorney?
2 years.
2 years, nice. In your opinion, when people are assigned a public defender, they can't afford a lawyer or whatnot, how important is it for them to try their best to obtain private counsel?
Man, that's everything. And you could find attorneys, I take cases, I take for less money than, most attorneys do out here. And I don't think that the public defenders are per se bad attorneys. The problem is that they have too many cases. But if your case gets lost in the shuffle, and you have very serious charges and your attorney's not looking into it, that can make the difference of you getting convicted versus you not getting convicted. And I've taken over cases. I have 3 gang cases that I've taken over for other attorneys. Some of them have been public defenders. One of them is one of the most expensive attorneys in town. And I'm seeing the same patterns along the way. I really feel like it's important to interview your attorney and obtain private counsel, but make sure that their personality fits and make sure you feel good about that choice. Don't choose them based on the amount of money you're paying, because you people that think that the most expensive attorney is going to be the best, I'm sorry. I have a case right now, and I'm cleaning up after mistakes off one of the most expensive attorneys. So you really need to feel good about who you're choosing as your counsel, and ask a lot of questions. Anyone can fake reviews. My old boss, shout out to my old boss, I see all types of fake reviews. So don't go off the reviews, go off how you feel. You guys have street sense. Use it and apply it. The problem is that if you get too caught up in your emotions, you might make the wrong mistake. So I would just say be sure about who you're picking, but I think that's everything personally.
Also, in your experience, how often have you come across situations where police, probation, parole, government officials have been found to have fabricated statements and or other evidence in cases like this, like gang type cases?
Every single gang case I have, every single one. I'm in the process of uncovering it, and I'm not going to stop until I do. I brought on my Red Reaper case that I took, I brought out lies that were on the stand, but every single one, they're lies. And so what I do is I establish trust between myself and my clients. Once we establish that trust, they're going to tell me everything. And when they tell me something that did or didn't happen, I'm going to go with it. And I haven't been proven wrong yet. So, but every single one, because once it has been charged, they want that conviction. The county wants the conviction. The DA gets points. The county's getting money. So they're going to do whatever they can to keep and make sure that it ends up in a conviction.
When it is found that they do fabricate and lie and whatever, how come they're never charged with perjury? How come it's so very rare that they actually get in trouble for being dishonest?
It takes there's only certain types of attorneys that are going to fight back against that, because and I've heard out here that well, I have to work here every day, and we have to work with them, so we have to play nice. I personally think it's fear. If you're really standing up for the truth, you should be willing to fight against whatever type of lie. So for me, there's no excuse for that, because once I see something, I can't unsee it. And why should they be able to do something that is criminal against someone just because they're alleging that they're a criminal, or thinking that they can? That's not fair. They took an oath. So that needs to come out, but it's very rare. I don't really see very many attorneys doing it.
Yeah. Hey, one last thing, and I'll let you get about your thing. People don't understand a lot of times that they need to be totally honest with their lawyer. You know what I mean? And that it's attorney-client privilege. I mean, your lawyer has to know exactly what happened in order to defend you, and you're under a legal obligation that you can't repeat that to anybody. Mm-hmm. How often do prospective clients try to bullshit you, and why should they not?
I would say it probably happens 1 client out of every 10. But when I sit down during a consultation, I tell my clients, and in fact, if someone comes on a referral, they've already been told that not to lie to me at all. Because first of all, so when you sit down and you have an attorney has a conversation with a potential client, attorney-client privilege starts right there. So say like I get information about an attempted murder, and later on, and that person doesn't retain me, and then later on the alleged victim of that attempted murder calls me up and wants to retain me. I can't take that case because that's now a conflict because I have now received private information from the other person. The attorney cannot say anything. And that is one thing. As much as I see really bad attorneys, I don't really see them repeating a whole lot of what their client has told them in confidence. You know, we can get disciplined by the state bar. But what I wanted to, my dream was to be a DA. And my dream was to be a DA until I woke up probably about around 2 years ago, year and a half ago. And so the reason why I tell my clients is not only to tell me the truth, is I read their police reports first like a DA would, and I see what angles they're going. And then I go back through and then I look for holes. So the clients that have not told their attorneys everything, I have watched trials with those clients and their attorneys. Their attorney is running out crying because some surprise evidence has come up. If you tell your attorney the truth from the very beginning, it's going to be less likely that stuff is going to come up that your attorney didn't know about. And the way that I am, especially if I'm preparing for trial or a hearing, I want to go in and I want to know everything cold. So when I went in and I was arguing motions for the Red Reaper case I had, and it was a life case and I got it dropped with motions. I went in there and I had read 4,000 pages of discovery in 2 days because I was like, I'm winning this case. And so by the time the DA could respond, he's got no chance because I know my case inside and out. You have to give your attorney that benefit. They're not going to say anything, you know? And if you don't, I mean, good luck. I tell my clients they're going to get dropped if they don't tell me the truth.
Okay, I told you a fib. That wasn't my last one. I just thought of one more. Should anybody ever make a statement to the police, or should they make sure they have a lawyer, give them the required information by law, name, address, etc., probation or parole status? Do you make a statement, whether it's saying you didn't do it or nothing, or do you let your lawyer do all the talking?
Never, ever, ever, ever make a statement. But here's what people need to understand. It's not enough to assert your Fifth Amendment right to be silent. They can keep questioning you. And I've seen it happen where they go into another topic like baseball or something else and they go right back into it. Everything stops when you say, I want an attorney. They then have to stop. If you just assert your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, they can come back and question you later. They can hope for a waiver. If they get new information on another case, they can come back and question about that. There's too much that can happen. You need to ask for an attorney. Everything that you say to a police officer can be twisted around, okay? Especially because usually the person that's going to question you is a lead investigator on the case. Guess what? They get benefits, they get bonuses. I know of investigators out here that get bonuses when they get these convictions. They're going to do whatever they can to get the conviction. So they're not your friends. And there are good police officers out there, but when they're trying to investigate and they're trying to get you to speak, they can lie to you, that you can end up in a false confession. And I think most people think, okay, well, oh man, I made a statement I shouldn't have made. Let me just call an attorney and they'll fix it. We can't always fix it, because there's only a few arguments. If they gave you your Miranda correctly and they did everything that they were supposed to, unless you're under the influence or some other exception, it's going to be very difficult to keep that out. So just don't talk. Don't talk. Ask for an attorney.
What if they arrest you without reading your Miranda rights?
So that's another thing that they can do. There's two things that trigger Miranda. It's one, you're in custody, you're not free to leave, and number two, you're being interrogated. So say like you just got arrested and you're being put in the back of the cop car. Well, you're not being interrogated at that time. I mean, it depends on what the police officer is saying to you. So what they can technically do is they can be silent because they might want to take you to an interrogation room at the station. So they're going to transport you. Guess what? Any statement you make in that cop car is going to come in, and they're going to say in the police report, oh, they made a spontaneous statement. Everything is going to come in. So just be silent, or I would say right when you get arrested, ask for an attorney. That way you don't suffer that, consequences of that.
You just mentioned you won a Red Reaper case. How were you able to win that? Was that against the federal government or state?
I won it against the state. So they had induced my client into pleading out to certain charges, and they agreed that they weren't going to prosecute him. And 9 days later, they ended up prosecuting him anyways on those charges, and they hid the plea agreement from me. And I ended up, I mean, my client just swore up and down, like, just all these, you know, things that I was just like, wait, this is nowhere in any documents that I have. But I mean, I believed him, so I followed it, and I ended up finding the hidden plea agreement, and I ended up getting the case dropped from there. So it took me about, after I discovered it, took me about 4 or 5 court appearances to get it dropped.
Okay, we're gonna let some of the viewers ask some questions, and I know you're busy, so we're not gonna hold you up too long. Please let the viewers know where your law office is and the phone number to contact you, because we've had a few people looking for lawyers in your area.
So my office is at 1920 West Princeton Avenue. It's Suite A1, and it's in Visalia. And then my office phone number is 559-372-7221.
Can you repeat that one more time?
And my cell is 559-95. The cell? My cell number is 559. Office 559-372-7221.
Okay. Okay. So
And then my cell is 5. Okay, go ahead.
You don't have to give your cell number.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that.
I was.
Well, it's on my voicemail. It's on my voicemail when you call my office, but that's fine.
Okay. Okay, here's the first question. Someone asked, they want to know if you feel that gang enhancement charges are fair and just. What is your opinion on gang enhancements?
I hate them. I actually met my gang expert through this channel, Dr. Jesse De La Cruz, and we're actually in the process of putting together a team of attorneys, and I want to get involved in legislation, with this. The gang enhancements are complete garbage because, gang investigators will get up and one of their ways that they rationalize how someone's a gang member is where they're from. Well, you can't help where you're from a lot of times. That goes back to, I don't feel like a lot of my clients being charged with gang crimes, they didn't have a choice where they were raised. They were raised in impoverished communities. They didn't have a choice about that. But gang investigators will use that as a way to label that you are a gang member. The other thing is that you don't have to be active to get a gang enhancement. If you are with other active gang members that or are considered active, that have gang predicates or other gang contacts, guess what? You can be guilty of a gang enhancement too. So that can make the difference in, you not being even years. Or gang investigators in California typically use criteria, but one of them, and I just watched a trial that resulted in life, and one of the co-defendants was not even a gang member, and it was the criteria that was used at that trial was where he was from, and that is just simply not fair. I feel that it's there's a big difference between someone that is a gang member, which is actually completely legal. It is legal to be in a gang if you are what's called a mere participant. But there's a difference between a gang member and someone that's criminal. And what law enforcement does and what the DA does is they try to blend them all together and say, okay, they're gang members, they're criminals, and they're friends, so they're doing it on the benefit of the gang. And it's just, it's too easy for them. And they have all the resources to try to prove that, And though they can use gang contacts, I have gang contacts on some of my packets are as small as, well, I looked up a Facebook photo and he was wearing red. Well, that's a gang contact? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Well, I don't like the gang enhancements at all.
We got another question someone asked. They said, do you think the courts need to get rid of the point system for DAs and their conviction rates? Seems counterproductive to justice.
Yes, they should. And I think that they should also get rid of the fact that the DAs have absolute immunity during the judicial process. So if a police officer, you can go after a police officer if they do something that's misconduct, but a DA, if charges have been filed in court, they can do whatever they want and they are immune from being sued. I think that needs to end. So They need to be held more accountable for their actions, and this shouldn't be based on a point system. It should be based on justice and finding the truth.
Okay. Someone just asked, can you help with expunging people's records?
Yes, I do expungements.
She does expungements. Okay. What else we got? We got some good questions in here. What is the best source to read case information, court proceedings, and statements made?
Case information and court proceedings, like current changes in the law, or?
Yes, what's the best for someone like a common person, right? Like, you know what I mean? Who's not too informative around the legal. What's the best source for us to stay abreast of new laws and stuff like that?
You can always check out the jury instructions. I think that's a great place to start. Like, for example, for a gang enhancement, it's Penal Code 186.22, right? And then I look up the jury instructions for that penal code. So for a gang enhancement, for example, you would look up Cal Crim 1400. Now, underneath there, you're going to see what the DA has to prove in order to prove that charge. But below it, there's case law. And if you go and look at the cases, you can see what's currently going on in the courts. But as far as what's currently going on with changes, as far as like gangs, I actually think this channel is a very good place for a regular person to check out, because you guys, and I've seen it, I even when I watched your video on AB 333, it was, I liked how you took that, like how you took that bill and then you put it into digestible pieces for a regular person. I thought that it was very, very nicely done. So I think that checking out this channel, and I'm not just saying that, I've actually used this channel and I've cross-referenced it with my clients. I'll bring up stuff and I'll watch their reactions, and everything's ended up being credible. So I would say checking out this channel is a good way to keep up to date as well.
Thank you. We appreciate that, man. Let me see. What else was there? Did you see any other good questions too, Raul?
Yeah, there we go. There's a good one right here.
Is it best to get your? Can you see that?
Is it best to get your concealed carry license if you want to carry your gun around with you? It's legal. Well, before you get your concealed carry, do you have any priors?
That's a good question.
Or any misdemeanor? Because if you have any felonies, you're going to be barred. If you have a misdemeanor domestic violence, you're going to be barred. But I think that, I mean, I'm all for gun rights. I own them myself. And I think you should carry. However, you have to keep in mind how you need to transport that firearm. It has to be in the trunk, has to be locked. You have to be careful when it's at home. You have to make sure, that no one else has access to it or knows where it's at. But, if you know how to use it safely and you're taking the classes and you know how to shoot, don't just get it to be a tough guy. It's going to be too easy for someone else that's more skilled with that firearm to take it and turn it around on you. So if you're going to do it, be smart about it.
You got a question right there too that someone's asking you, a potential client. They said they got a felony. I want to get expunged. Since it's nonviolent, would you be able to do that?
Yes, if you are no longer on probation and you haven't gotten any new charges or crimes, yes, I can help with that.
Okay. Let me see what else we got going on. Let me see. Thank you much, Phil Herrera. Let me see.
Appreciate you.
Is there anything else? Okay, I know you're a busy lady. Before we let you go, is there anything else you want to talk to the viewers about as far as, any legal advice or anything that just in general you want to say?
I just, I want you guys to think about your actions. I'm just going to take this off. Think about what you're doing. I feel that a lot of my clients wouldn't be in the situation that they're in right now. And I have a lot of gang homicides had they been able to control their impulses or, were made better choices on who they were with. So think about your actions, think about your moves, and you need to assume that you are under surveillance all the time. Okay, whether your phone's hitting off a tower, whether you're a street camera is going to get you, I have seen all types of things. You need to assume that. This is 2021. It's only getting stronger. The other thing that I would tell you is if you guys think your Snapchats go away and you want to say dumb stuff on there, I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, your Snapchats do not go away, dude. So, you know, these confessions that you guys are, or whatever, saying dumb stuff on Snapchat, think again. That can come up. The DA will very easily do a phone dump on their $120,000 machine, and they will pull up all those Snapchats. And guess what? If you have a weak case and you have Snapchats, it's gonna be hard to overcome that.
I'm glad you brought that up because we brought it on here. This social media generation, they're telling. Do you believe? Do you agree with us? They're telling on themselves, right?
They are. They are. I had a case a few months ago where it was a weak case. I could have gotten dropped easier, but pretty easy. But had there not been for social media, I have another case where the only thing tying the client to the crime is cell phone pings. You know, so it's just, I don't know. I would just say, just think about it. And then they have this new thing called a Google geofence, where if your Google is on, your phone can hit off a tower, and Google generates certain numbers. And what the police can do is they can say, okay, what phones hit off this tower at this time? And then they can then request those people's personally identifying information, you know? So federal courts, last I had checked, they had deemed it as unconstitutional. That doesn't mean it won't come in state court. So you need to be, I mean, when I travel now, my phones are on airplane mode or off, because I'm just like, even for me being an attorney, I'm like, that's just invasive, you know? Who knows what else they can get by my phone hitting off that tower?
Oh wow, that's some good information, man. I didn't know that they could. So they can actually go in and try to subpoena your name off Google if there was a crime that was in that area off your phone.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Okay. And then who's to say that they don't? Because, you know, I have cases where they have either fake snitches, or it's very easy for them to pay someone off and that person comes forward and says, oh yeah, I saw this person there. It depends on how much you are a target for the county. And I have clients like that. There are fake snitches. It happens all the time. You need to think about what you're doing.
What about face recognition? Has that come into play in any cases lately, or no?
I have not seen facial recognition yet. However, I had shut down my Facebook a few months ago when I found out that they had artificial intelligence programs that were going through and scanning photos to see what kind of person you are. So that would make me nervous for my clients, because if you have an artificial intelligence program that's scanning someone's social media, and then someone, all it takes is someone being able to get up there and testify to it, oh yeah, this person has a disposition to do this, or that's just, you know, because the studies, when they've done that with people, they've been wrong. So that's just really alarming for me. So that was why I was like, I'm off Facebook.
Okay. Well, there we have it. We have a little post up, Mohsini Law, criminal defense attorney out of Visalia. There's your number, 559-372-7221. I want to thank you for coming on the show, man. Big supporter,
man. Thank you guys for having me.
This is an attorney that will fight for you guys. So anybody out there in the Tulare County, LA, Kings County, Monterey, we have a viewer from Monterey that hired you off a post, man. So anybody out there that's facing any case, she will travel.
I really appreciate it, guys. And if you guys have any questions, or you want to do this again, if people have questions, I'm more than happy to answer. I mean, my schedule is really busy. I just need a little bit of notice, but I do want to help people. And, you know, I think that these are important issues, especially the issues that you guys are discussing. I really appreciate that you're doing that and giving back to the community in that way.
We appreciate you. We're going to let you get back to fighting those cases.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Hey, have a good
evening. All right, bye.
There you have it, guys. A lot of valuable information there. Rojo, what'd you think?
I'd hire her. I like her. I like her attitude.
You know what I mean?
I think she's a go-getter. I don't think she's scared. I think she's motivated to win. You know, and especially she's the type who's that's going to take your case seriously and do her very best on each and every case.
We've had a couple people. One lady, she's a members only. She's on the members page too. Jessica, she actually took on her son's case and a couple other people, man. So, and they've all said the same thing, that she fights. You know what I mean? She's a fighter.
Yeah.
5 stars.
Yeah, like Freddie Flores says, 5 stars in her reviews. Yeah, I mean, everybody we know who has used her there's not been one bad word ever said about her.
And
that's definitely why she's on here, because She gives a damn about the people that
You know.
employ her.
And she mentioned she's working with Jesse De La Cruz on some stuff, man. That's, you know what I mean? I'm actually the one that referred Jesse to her. You know who that is, right?
I'm not sure.
He's next Familiano from the 70s.
Yes.
He wrote a book and all that. Yeah. So he does all those. He you know what I mean? So let me see. Let's see what we got in the comments talking about. It's very intelligent lawyer. Let me see. Thank you everyone for being respectful. Yeah, thank you guys for being respectful in the comments, man.
Yeah, some of you weren't, man. I don't mind playing around with you guys, and Flacco don't either, man. But when we have professional guests on, man, you know, if you want to talk shit to us, at least wait till they're gone. You know what I'm saying?
Joe's gonna call her about getting his record expunged. That's what's up. She's your guys' guest best. She's a pitbull. What a good lawyer. Man, what a lesson learned. Yeah, you guys learned a lot, man. You can't get that anywhere else, man. Like, I mean, we brought this on because we thought, you know, we're about creating change. We're about helping people not making the same choices as us, man. So it's time for us, man. You know what I mean? To bring someone on that's going to give you that insight, that has a compassion about it, man. And she gave you guys some game, man. Like some stuff that you wouldn't even think about. You know what I mean?
Hey, Wolf, shout out to your significant other, man. Appreciate you watching the show. Glad you enjoy it for sure. She's gonna come back, JD. Man, we're gonna have her back for sure, man. She's got a lot of good game that a lot of people will charge you a retainer just to hear a lot of that stuff, man.
Yeah, like seriously, man. That right there was like about a $300 spill.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Great live, educators.
All right, JC, have a good one, bro.
Yeah, she can deal with DUI. She can do all that. She specializes in gang cases, and that's because she has a passion for it. You know what I mean?
Carlos Davila. Hey, they can tap in all they want, brother. Do I think they are? There's definitely law enforcement that listens to our channel. You know what I mean? But we don't do nothing wrong, so they could knock yourself out, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
they know where I live. They got computers. They come kick in my door. They ain't gonna find nothing, you know. I'm not too concerned, man. We're trying to do this to be positive, man. We're not trying to be on here to promote any kind of negativity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you're getting game. Like she gave a lot of insight, man, which is real important. You need to find a way to get your gun rights back. Richard,
thank you, Rich.
DM650.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate that, man. Like we maybe have a very, very, very special guest on tomorrow as well, man. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be locked in, but it's not going to be locked in until it officially happens, though. You know what I mean? But
I'll tell
definitely,
you this: you guys might get a very generation one Familiano type of individual tomorrow, and you're not going to want to miss it. What time we got it scheduled for, Flox? 6:30.
Same time, 7 o'clock. But I'm gonna try to lock them in about 6:45. So we may be on there earlier, but you know, it's going to take them 5 to 10 minutes to get on. You know what I'm saying?
There it is, man. Big Sanders Hootsell Jr.'s in the house. That's my boy June. Somebody's name of their channel is Rojo's 3-foot Mongolian. Good looking, fellas. Really appreciate the game. Hey, right on. Appreciate you, bro.
So Rojo, I found some interesting information in the feds. You know, in the feds, right?
Yeah.
They're no longer using the CAT system. They call it a time and grade system now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that would be a constitutional revision. There it is there for all of you who have asked if they can change the Constitution. You just got your answer. But yes, It can be changed under the original Constitution that I was under. It requires 2/3 of the overall governing body's approval, which would be the 3 VESA members and the captains 1 through 10. So that would be 13 individuals essentially, and 2/3 of them would have to approve any changes.
I mean, they still have rank. They still have captains and they have lieutenants, and then they have their soldados. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not like it was. It's like a whole different type of someone. I was just talking to someone today about that, man. It kind of shocked me. And when you look at the troop filter, they brought it up in there. They don't have the time or grade. You know what I'm saying? These Cs have the time and grade. You get what I'm saying? They said that in the troop filter. So when someone told me that, man, I was talking to you today. I was like, okay, wow.
You know, I caught that, man. I thought it was just a wordplay, you know.
You caught that too, right?
What is it, JD? Shoot it. I may or may not answer it. You never know. But if you're my boy JD, I'll answer it in private if I want to answer it on here. I study these daily, listen to videos, watch the system, enjoy being right. Hey, that's right, Roger Rabbit, no doubt. Martin 9400, it doesn't really change much. It's just a way of recognizing certain members who have had time, effort, etc. I don't know. There could be some minute changes, but it's not going to change much. I mean, the rank and file is going to be the rank and file. I agree with you, Minority Reporter. I don't personally, I don't think unless your crime involved violence with some of that equipment, you shouldn't lose your rights, bro. Smiley Juarez is in the house, bro. I see you, homie. You know, if you're a multiple offender with multiple firearms violations, yeah, I get it. You're not allowed to have it no more.
Texas prison stories
in the house, man. Hey, you want to jump on, Tim? You got some time to jump on and say what's up to the people or what? I'll put the link up here. No pressure, bro. If you can jump on, jump on. If not, it's all hood. Big Tim Snow.
Sorry if we didn't get to all you guys' questions, bro. We had to pick and choose, you know what I mean, what we could do, and a lot of them were coming in quick.
Yeah, her time's valuable, man. She's working on probably 15, 20 different cases as we speak, man. So
she's doing a lot of pro bono work, man. She's trying to make some changes, man. I've had a few conversations with her on that.
Appreciate it, Freddie Flores.
Gambino. Let me see what I look like. Let me see.
Central Vice says he's deleting all of his social media right now. Yeah, you don't want to have social media if you're out there doing dumb shit. And just like she was saying, man, I don't try to expose too much game because I don't want to encourage criminal activity, man. But you take your phone anywhere, it pings off towers everywhere you go. You end up getting in some funk, even if it was unanticipated. They can pinpoint you to being within like 10 yards of any specific area at any time. You know what I mean? So it's just things you got to remember, bro. It's like, don't be out there doing criminal activity. You know what I'm saying? And when things happen, man, they got technology for that ass, bro. There's a camera on every store. Everybody's recording on their cell phones. Everybody's got a Ring doorbell. Everybody's got surveillance.
And she reiterated what me and Roll have tried to tell you guys in all these indictments. You don't necessarily have to be a gang member or really associate. You take it from point A to point B. You're in on a RICO act. You know what I'm saying?
When Northerns beef with Crips or Bloods on the streets, do they address it as one or what? What'd you say? Hold on, I missed the rest of that. Motherfucker.
Oh man, didn't mean to yawn. Black with dinero.
I'm trying to find this question.
You got rascals in here too, and the homie Josh was in the comments too.
Never heard of him.
You don't know that dude?
What's up, Josh? I didn't even see him yet. So hey, as far as Northerners, their whole hood's going to address it, bro. I mean, if it's a functioning established hood, anytime one individual has a beef with another set, if your homies don't back you up, I mean, that's a messed up hood, Let
me see, guys. Just from standing next to the door.
Rojo needs to be a lawyer. Now that's the homie Josh right there. That's who needs to be a lawyer.
When the feds knock, it's a wrap. You ain't lying.
9.9 times out of 10. Hey, very good comment right here. Well, Merry Christmas, Fat Boy Sancho. A little early, but hell, season's greetings. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. All that shit.
No, I'm just getting ready for my y'all got 272 man. Y'all channel is on fire, man. We always trying to bring some new heat every time, man. We try to bring in guests on here.
Hey, no doubt, Rob Altamirano. Hey, no doubt. It doesn't. I hope more people in the role I have now than I could if I was a lawyer. If I was a lawyer, I would need somebody like me. That's what the homie Josh says. I beat a hate crime and gang enhancement. That's right, Jay Bird. That's right, bro. Look at Big Rojo all cleaned up and shaved. Oh, yeah. I told y'all I wasn't homeless. Y'all don't be believing me. What is it? The halfway house. The halfway house handed out razors today. Look at that fighter who took his friend to a house and ended up robbing it, and he got the gang. Yeah. Hey, things are crazy, bro. Why don't you ever talk about Sanjo Barrios? He says, Fat Boy Sancho, you haven't listened to a lot of the shows, huh? You got to go back in the archives, man. We got a couple hundred episodes, my man, and there's a lot of talk about San Jose, brother. Y'all are like the Blues Brothers.
Man,
them single blade ones, huh? You seen it's them orange ones with just one little blade. You just slice yourself up. It looks like you got removed. Jojo Escano, what's up, boy? Merced, I took 2 strikes. Do you have action at getting one knocked off? That is a good question. That is a good question. But yeah, of course you do, man. You just got to stay out of trouble for a while and start trying to file expungements on them, brother. You could hit up that young lady that was just on, and man, she could, she could probably guide you through it. I'll tell you what, man, not just because she's a friend of the channel or not, but if I got into trouble, that's the first person I would personally call. How many strikes you got, Rojo and Flacco? I only got 1. I got lucky. I got the weakest strike you can get for a first degree burglary that I didn't even do. Wacky 7-7, gracias.
I'm driving real quick, so I'm gonna put my camera off real quick.
Uh-oh, Big Tim Snow's about to step into the building. Y'all want to learn about some Texas politics? You got any questions about Texas politics? This would be the man to ask right here. Or federal action. Tim Snow, Texas prison stories. That's a homeboy of mine. And he knows what the business is as far as Tejas and as far as the feds. I was able to expunge everything except what I did prison time for. I ain't that a bitch. I hope y'all can get your gun rights back. I'll never get them back. I mean, there's some stragglers, Delilah Montiel. There's some straggler Northerners, but there's no established hoods or nothing. Flock's trying to check on his PT Cruiser.
Man, I'm trying to get some better reception, man. I'm starting to lose it right here, man, because I'm in a storm right now.
Hey, Rojo, have you tapped in with Tim Snow down there in Texas yet? You mean that Tim Snow right there?
Oh, yeah.
Of course I tapped in with
what's up, big Tim Snow's in the house, man.
Man, what's up, Flacco, Rojo? Man, y'all's channel's on fire, bro. I just want to come tell y'all congratulations for this killer-ass content y'all been giving us, man. Y'all blowing up fast, man. I've been enjoying watching y'all do y'all's thing, man.
Hey, man, we see you way up there, man. We're trying to get up there, boy.
Bro, honestly, man, listen, I'm getting bad tired of it, if you want to know the truth, kind of. It's like it takes a lot out of it. You know what I mean? It really does. To every day think about a video, every day think of some content and stuff. You know, then you get these weird trolls and stuff. It's still fun, and I'm making a couple bucks. You know what I mean? So, and bro, what really?
I don't think people know how much work it is to come up with content, man. And sometimes you'll do your best content and you'll think, man, I finally hit one that should go viral or should get some big views. You're like, man, I knocked it out the park. And then next thing you know, you're looking, you got like 5,000 or 10,000 views. You're like, man, what happened?
I know it, man. You know what I'm saying? Bro, listen, my channel's kind of going way down because I just stopped telling prison stories. It started getting me like extra PTSD, if you want to know the truth, man. To sit here and fucking relive prison over and over again, it's hard, man. It's like not fun. I've done it 3 times. I'm trying to stay out of that way, and I don't know, man. Maybe I got in over my head sometimes, I think, though, if you want to know the truth. But I'm here, man. I'm still going. I ain't gonna stop. You know what I mean?
I think people like the drama out of it, man. And when you try to have a little bit of morals and you know what I'm saying, not be dramatic or not look for conflict. It's like if you look on the internet, man, any of these channels, the ones that blow up are the ones that engage in drama. You know what I'm saying? When you try to stay away from all that and just try to, do your message and tell stories and tell this and that, it's like, man, you could do a real good spill, and it's like, man, sometimes you don't get the view. Some of our best stuff that we did where we're trying to help in the community, where we're thinking, man, this is positive, this is something that people need to hear. We look at it, we get like 2,000 views, and we're like, damn, we go tell some drama story, we get 50,000 views.
I know it.
You know
I know. That's how it is. And I'll tell you what, man, I'm the man that sat here for 2 years now refusing to do the drama, bro. I just don't do it, man. That literally, man, listen, I'll tell y'all what. when I first did this channel, my grandma, she just passed away. But in my whole life, man, that was the person that raised me like my mother. You know what I mean? And I did every single fucking video realizing my grandmother was going to see these. People going to see them, associate us. And literally, I didn't want to ever embarrass my granny, man, and make my daughter look stupid as she grows. You know, dad ain't going to be a fucking clown in public, bro. No way. It's not right. It ain't worth the money to me. It's not worth the popularity, the views, or whatever. I'd rather keep my respect. And that's what I like about you guys, man. Y'all come on here and just keep it real, bro. I never seen y'all fake, front, nothing. And Flacco, that's what I was telling you, man. When your wife and y'all was riding in the car, bro, y'all was so natural, so much yourself, man. I like had a great time watching you, brother. It was like real legit, man. And I thank you. I enjoy y'all's content, man. It gives me something to do. You know what I mean? And when y'all was doing the truth filter thing, listen, the truth filter thing, bro, that was fire. I said, holy shit, what are these guys doing, man? You know, but let me tell you something. I wanted to clear something up because I said something and they came in my comments bad about the Nuestra Familia and shit. You know what I mean? Because check this out. And I know it's y'all's fans, but there are things called independent prison yards, man, and feds where they do not allow prison gangs. I don't give a fuck if you're the leader of the Nuestra Familia. I don't give a damn if you're a made Mexican mafia member, your California Aryan Brotherhood, what the fuck, every Texas AB. You're coming through that door repping your goddamn gang, and them solo guys are going to mash you from the start. And that's just how the feds work. You know what I mean? There's some yards the gangs control, and there's some yards the gangs are not even allowed to walk, man. Them guys will go straight to the shoe. And I was not trying to disrespect Nuestra Familia or nobody else. I was telling it the real facts. That's all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you can't take disrespect out of the truth, bro. And if you do, that's on them. You know what I mean? But what are some of the examples? What are some of those institutions in the feds that get down?
Well, but I know they change and shit like this, but I know USP Beaumont, that's the independent yard. Beaumont Medium, where I was. Beaumont Medium is a medium high. See, the feds, you literally have medium lows, mediums, and medium highs, right? So if you got low points for the lowest field, they might send you to a medium low. If you got high points in the highest field, you might come to the medium high, vice versa. You know what I mean? So
that's like the USPs and the FCs and the MCIs and all that, right?
It's exactly 4 levels like California. I would say level 1 in the feds is like a camp. Okay, level 2 is like a low. Level 3 is like a medium, and level 4 is a max or USP. But they have a mixture. I don't know if y'all have a mix of yards where there's 3 and 4 inmates. That's where I was. You know, it would be like some guys level 3, some guys level 4 together. You know what I mean? That's how we were. And if you fucked up over there in Beaumont, they'll probably send you either to Victorville or Allenwood, Pennsylvania, where your family can't even come see you. You're not going to have any friends and anything like that. But see, that's the deal. I was telling the story about Marcelli, like that I had over there. He was Mexican Mafia. There was a couple of them back there. And it doesn't matter which Mexican Mafia they come through. It does not matter, man. I'm telling you. They got to come through, their gang rules is they can never deny what they are, and they got to make it known and everything like that, even on an independent prison yard. So they literally come through the door, scream out Mexican Mafia, throw their shit down, and the unit does bum rush them. It's fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Is that Texas or California too?
That's Texas right here. Any of them, any goddamn gang coming through, they're going to bum rush them.
Fish Layer, thank you, bro. Yes, hey, Tim Snow, man, I'm answering a question. Fish Layer, man, that's Texas prison stories, bro. He's got a great channel, man. I think he was like the second YouTube person I started watching in this genre, man. And just because, I got a lot of history in Texas myself, so I reached out and checked out on him. And you guys got to make sure you follow, man. Texas prison stories, man.
Well, Rojo, you don't even tell them that you was in the worst place that the state of Texas even has. How come you don't tell them you did that time in Giddings, man? Listen, Giddings.
None of my followers really are Texas. You know what I mean?
It don't matter though. Tim Snow's here to tell them. Rojo, as a child, did time in Texas. Worst institution that we have is called Giddings State School. If you kill your mom, if you rob a store, shoot the man, if you rape a little kid and you're a kid, you're going to Giddings, man. What was the worst criminal you ever seen at Giddings, Rojo? Who was over there crazy? Was you there when Charleston White was there? Or I think he was there before him, probably.
I was there in 88 and 89.
Yeah, I think
maybe the beginning of 90, like probably mid of 88 to the early part of 90. That name doesn't ring a bell, but I wasn't in Giddings long, man. I was only in there a few months. But that name doesn't ring a bell. But there were some people in there with some multiple murders. There was a few baby killers, you know what I mean, that were, fairly young. Richard Morales, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. There was a few sick people in there, bro. You know what I mean? And you could usually tell the ones that were because they couldn't play football. You know what I mean? There's certain people, yeah. So like they had a boxing program there for a while, so you could be in boxing, but you couldn't play football if you were really, really weird. You know what I mean?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a trip. That place is a trip, bro. I was glad as hell when they shot me back to Brownwood because I wasn't even supposed to go there.
Oh, you at Brownwood? That's where my cousin Dave was at Brownwood, man. And you know what? He would call us sometimes in like the middle of the night, bro. I think they would sneak out and go in somebody's office or something, like literally.
Yeah, you got to be cool with the staff.
That's what they were letting them do it. Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
and he told us,
trouble, they'll treat you cool in Brownwood.
Man, listen, my cousin Aggravated Dave was doing a 55 right now in Hughes unit for murder, man. And he literally went to Brownwood State School and took that case. And it was more than just him. It was him, me, and a friend, and we literally did some bullshit. He got caught, never told on us, took his case, had to do 3 years down there, man. And it was fucked up. Brownwood ain't nowhere close to Galveston. You know that. You know what I mean?
Man, I don't even remember where it was. I think it was like dead central Texas somewhere, bro, in the middle
of it's
nowhere.
South Texas. Honestly, I think South Texas. I'm not sure. But check this out. Somebody asked, shout out to the Rasa Unitas. Yeah, them Texas boys right there, RUs. But listen, they asked what I think about Charleston White. One thing I'm going to say about him is when you listen to Charleston White talk, he's got a weird way of giving a good message. That's all. He's probably half-ass crazy himself. The guys that Charleston White talks about, he's probably the biggest guy on YouTube almost right now. He talks a lot about Zim Loke, he says Zim Loke is the guy that made him a rolling 60 Crip and was running gettings and putting everybody down for Texas, right? Zim Loke is one of my good friends, dog. Like we sat right there on the bench smoking cigarettes together, 3 cells down, eating, shooting a spread bowl back and forth. You know what I'm saying? He's always talking about Robert Hockley from Galveston. His name's Kryptonite. That's my homeboy, man. Everybody at Charleston White talks about we're all mutual friends and shit because I'm a 60 and he was, but literally, I'll never knock that man for dropping his flag and changing his life because guess what I'm doing over here? I dropped mine and I'm changing my life too. And there's nobody, I'm still right here in the same neighborhood with the same guys and everything. And bro, they love that shit. There's never been one guy come up here saying, Tim, what are you doing? Nah, man, they come give me hugs. They give my daughter a present, say, we're proud of you, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no hate. The general public will probably take that as like, oh, man, they probably hate him now. It's not true at all. Man, my people bad proud of me here. You know what I'm saying? And like what I'm doing. And they're the ones that keep saying going. But that guy, he's just getting rich. Some of these guys, it's a possibility to get rich off this YouTube. And I guess when they start seeing a couple bucks, that's when that drama and that weird stuff starts coming. That's why I like you guys. Look, y'all got it going on right now, and y'all ain't changed one bit. And that's how it's supposed to be, bro.
Yeah, you ain't getting rich on here until you got a couple 100,000. You know what I mean? Everybody's not the lockdown 23-1 or the 1090 Jakes. You know what I mean? The West.
Y'all gonna be the next one. It's y'all next, bro.
The soft white underbellies. Those are the ones who they're buying homes and stuff off here. I mean. It takes a lot of hard work, bro, and a lot of luck to hit it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
It takes a lot. You know what it takes on YouTube? Listen to this. It takes a long time to learn how to use your tags right. It takes a long time to learn how to title a video properly. You got to know how to edit things. A lot of stuff going on.
I don't even think we use tags.
We don't use tags. We don't edit. We don't do none of that.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all just on fucking fire, man. And this is a deal too. California basically has a stronger prison fan base, I guess you say, because of the movies and all other 49 states are trying to figure out what y'all are doing. But man, I've never, and another thing, let me clear something up, man, because you guys are my friends, man, straight up from California. I love you fucking guys. I'll share out anything y'all do, support y'all. I'll super chat y'all because I like y'all, man. Y'all the shit. But I do sometimes straight up say, ain't no motherfucking place probably except Louisiana got anything on Texas right now because we got forced field labor. You still go out there and fucking work 12 hours in the sun with your garden egg.
They'll be right above you on a damn horse, bro.
Yeah, bro. No, listen what'll happen. No.
We agree with you on all that.
Listen, bro.
We agree with you on that.
They got the striker. Now, listen, lead striker. The one on Beto 1 was my homeboy Como. He was the baddest motherfucking dude on the prison, man. He been there on a life sentence. and he was lead striker, and he had a crush on the field boss. You fucking slow down, and Como's coming to beat your goddamn ass for that field boss, man. And that was the crazy part. Like, he didn't care.
Yeah.
He didn't care. She gave him some action. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't give a damn. That's what they would do. They let the inmates control the squad out there. You get to getting slowing down and mess them up, they'll come knock you out. And listen, in Texas, Flacco, if you're working in the field and you got to use the restroom, you got to beg that man to go use the restroom. Then you got to go do it on your knees. Think about this. Think about peeing on your knees in the dirt. It's rolling back on you. You know what I'm saying? You're in 110 degrees in a white uniform, man. It's just sucks, man. You don't get paid. Hey, listen, there's no air conditioner in Texas. You don't get paid. There's never been a TV inside of a cell. There's no cable. You know what I mean? It's just, well, they treat us like slaves down here. We never one time have said Texas men are harder, badder than California. Not at all. We say we got just a sorry system here, bro.
Yeah, them prisons down there, man, they're jacked up, bro. They are jacked up, man. I remember I lived right out there in Richmond by the Sugarland Jestern units and shit. You know what I mean? Right over there off Highway 6 and alternate.
My brother was at Jester too. My brother did time Jester too.
I used to drive by there when I was on TYC parole still and throw stuff to them fools out there, and I didn't even know them. They be out there, you know, all white.
Real.
Hey, folks up there on the horse with the gauge, you know what I mean, out there working in the fields, I'll be slinging them dime bags of tree, you know what I mean? Just
that was a little. See, the difference between California politics and Texas politics is this: in California, you can hide in the shadows because of politics. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. As opposed to everything I'm talking, as far as you could hide behind your car in California. In Texas, a lot of those cars, man, you're gonna have to hold your own a little bit more.
You know, here, man, that's the deal. That's the deal. You know what I mean? Every man here is a bad representative of his car. He's not just a member of it. You understand? If you make your car look bad, your car's coming to beat you down. You know what I mean? You can't never turning down that fade instantly. You don't. Some man do something to you, you don't go talk to your car first. You take off on them and then go explain to your car what happened. You know what I mean? That's the difference here. But see, I'm one of the few guys here that totally understand California politics too, because that's what they run in the feds. Like the feds, all 50 states are ran California style, but not always by California men. You understand? They run them California style here in Texas. Like it's literally, you're going to sell with your race. You're not going to do, you know, it's every bit of the same way. And we actually had California men right here. That's what I was saying. Listen, bro, they have a deal where the Tongo Blast can walk out in Victorville, California, and the Sudanos can come to Beaumont and nobody gets touched. You understand? If they touch them Tongos in Victorville, Sudanos going to have a bad day in Beaumont, and it's vice versa. So neither one of them happened, you know. But, bro, we had California Sudanos, no Mexican mafia, none of their big homies on the prison, not even one. So they were pretty much just doing what they want to do there. They didn't even have a TV. They couldn't watch TV, bro. They had a little bitty area in the backyard. They were basically in Texas surviving. You know what I mean? And that's the exact reverse way a Texas guy will be out in California. Texas man will not have a TV in the California feds. He barely will have a place to sit. You know what I mean? That's just how it works. Same thing. And I was telling somebody, I don't even know if y'all know this, they have federal institutions in the northwest corner where they're independent yards up there, no Aryan brothers allowed, shit like that. It's different, man. Like it's strange. But see, another thing too, they always talk about the California Mexican Mafia and the Texas Mexican Mafia. They did have a time where they was battling, and they literally put 2 on 2, and 3 of them almost got killed. You know what I'm saying? Literally 3 out of 4 almost died, and they called a truce between the California Mexican Mafia and the Texas Mexican Mafia. They no longer will ever fight no more because they know they'll literally destroy each other. You understand? Everybody wonders who's the baddest. They know they'll destroy each other, man. It ain't gonna work. So why do that?
Sundown,
you know?
We see you, my man.
Shout out to everybody in the comments.
There's a question up there for you, Sundown. I mean, excuse me, Tim.
Yeah, what is it at? You
know any of the audio on it?
Yeah, hell yeah. There was some in Beaumont right there. See, that was the difference too. In the state, right there, the Tongo Blast and the Orojones fight. You know what I'm saying? And the Orojones, they'll link up with them boys from Corpus in the Valley to go against the Blast. And you got to understand, we actually have 4 of the 10 largest cities in America right there. And their men, I think, bro, from the prison system, 30% of the men are from Houston, and 20% are from Dallas. And the state makes up the other 50. Think about that. So
Yeah,
it's
Houston,
Dallas,
Dallas, and San Antonio are all top 10 biggest cities in the country, you know?
Fort Worth is too. Houston,
Yeah.
Fort Worth, Dallas, and Austin. And Dallas and Fort Worth. And listen, Fort Worth, Dallas, Austin, and Houston ride together. That's like the same clique. So you
Four
literally
horsemen.
you go inside of a prison and they're just every damn where. But I'll tell you what, on Vito 1 where I was, Rojo, we had them so strained up over there that the Houston guys and the Austin sat over here and the Fort Worth and Dallas sat over there. We wouldn't even let them have two benches together because we knew that wasn't a great idea. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
in TYC, man, the all the funk I was in wasn't behind race or gangs or nothing. It was Houston against Dallas, Fort Worth.
Yes, man.
You know
That
what I mean?
was
And
what was
San
going on back
Antonio
then.
kind of rock with us. Austin kind of rock with Dallas. El Paso kind of rock with us. I mean, we were deep because pretty much everybody didn't like Dallas, Fort Worth at the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know
so big,
why
they
it
can
was
stand
like
by
that
themselves.
before I went. Yeah.
They don't need no help, bro. Dallas, Fort Worth, and listen, the guys from Dallas, there's a lot of boxing gyms in Dallas, and them guys know how to throw them hands a lot. You'll
They
see them.
do. Yep.
If you ever see a man from Dallas, they got them boxing gloves tattooed right here. He's certified. Leave him alone because they do it. That's the ones. You know what I'm saying? And they won't put them on them for no reason.
Hey,
And
I'll
they're
tell
pretty
you what,
serious.
man, when I was in TYC, I had somewhere over 100 fights, right?
I believe you. Yeah.
90% of them was Dallas, Fort Worth.
Hey, listen, Rolo, they was doing them Friday night fights back then, weren't they?
Oh, catch a square.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Catch that
Texas
square.
brother. Texas does Friday night fights still. You understand? On Friday nights in Texas, you don't call somebody out, somebody gonna call you out, and it's gonna be the wrong one. You understand? And then check this out: if every Friday they catch you calling out somebody weak, now they gonna put somebody badass on you next Friday. You understand? You got to call out somebody about your size, about your age. You know what I'm saying? And I don't get it. And this is what it is. You know, Mr. Larry, my friend Mr. Larry, got a story about him going out there. At 45 in Texas, they make you stop doing it. That's the real thing. You got a Friday night fight until you're 45 years old. He said he went and done it when he was about 50. But my man, Mr. Larry, had some brass knuckles in the penitentiary. He had gloves with lead sewed into them. He said he put them on it.
Gloves. He had them.
Yeah, there's more than one guy's help. You damn sure he had steel gloves that he put on and just put them across your nose, and you lose, and you wouldn't even realize what you got hit with. You know what I mean? So
you'd be like, "Oh,
everything
you just got something terrible."
Man, he straight said a guy named Mr. Forbes that was in since 1950. 1950, and he got there in 75. Forbes showed him up a pair of gloves and said, "Use these, son." You know what I'm saying? And that's how I went. He showed him how to do it, man. But that's some scary shit. You got to think about it. Friday nights, every Friday, you got to fight, man. Come on, man. What kind of shit is this? Inmates are making things worse on themselves, bro. Why? I don't even know. No, but that's what we do, man. But anyway, I want to listen. The Orhones, I wanted to say, in the feds, this is what's different. They literally were riding with the Tongo Blast and the Four Horsemen. Anything there that was considered Tongo, they were holding the prison down. And basically in Texas, you know, a Tongo is the name of a city riding together. That's what it is. They call it Tejanos Against Negative Gang Organization is what it is. That's what it stands for. And then the Tongo Blast is the four cities, you know. And hey, there's some bad dudes, you know, they really are. But this is the thing. They're not a prison family. Okay, the Tongo Blast is anti-prison family. So what they do, every time they have a problem, they vote on it, bro. Literally vote. They'll have a speaker, but he's not the leader. He's the representative, and they take a majority vote. And it doesn't have to be unanimous or anything else. Majority vote wins, man. And sorry if you lost, you know. And that's how they run it. And they don't try to take over. They're not trying to kill people. Their thing is leave them alone. You know, and that's.
Hey, Luis, the Four Horsemen, they're Tongo Blast. That'll be Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, and Austin.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
Four different cities that all come together, and they're all blasting. That's all that is. Yes, sir. 209 wants to know if the Norteños are good in the Texas federal, any of the feds out there.
There wasn't none. I mean, where I was, see, the feds will bad split you. We had Sureños, so they won't send Norteños over there. They probably were in Pollock, Louisiana, if you want to know the truth, because that was the next spot over. I'm not sure. To be honest, I'd be lying if I told you where the Norteños go. But see, that was the thing. A Norteño would have been fine coming through there, but a Nuestra Familia wouldn't. You understand? And because the Norteño's more like a civilian, and the other one's the big homie, I guess, or whatever. So I know it blows people's mind to think about these world's powerfulest prison gangs having to go to PC, bro. But they don't literally volunteer. That's the thing, bro. They will never voluntarily go to PC. It's against their rules. They go and get smashed out on purpose. Then the institution puts them in PC and then shoots them. And look what he say, yeah, and that's true. Although, see, San Antonio is the capital of the Texas Mexican Mafia. You know what I mean? And basically, the guys from there, they were what they call the Skinas. They do the work for them and everything. And then they stopped doing that shit. They were like, man, we're not going to listen to these dudes no more. And that's when they started being the Orhones and doing their own thing. But, listen, a lot of people, do they slam y'all's gang members down in the shoe out there in California too, right? Were they slamming everybody down?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
They had the indeterminate shoe for gang members from basically the late 70s. It wasn't called the shoe yet, all the way up until 2012, which is called the end of hostilities. Where all there's like 4 major groups out here, 3 that are really still active. They all agreed there'd be no more intergroup violence, and they got it. The shoe shut down for indeterminate sentences for gang members is somewhat unconstitutional and stuff like that. So
right, well,
they're not
what I'm saying.
anymore.
We're trying to figure out if it's unconstitutional in California, why the fuck are 9 years later our men still slammed down in a goddamn shoe? What's going on?
You guys got to get some of your lawyers to review the Texas case files or the California case law on that and run with it. But I mean, it's a whole different animal in Texas.
Yeah, they're fighting it here. I've
been to court down there. It ain't.
Bro, they don't treat you good. They slammed our gang members down in 1984. That's when they started locking them down. My uncle was one of the first.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, salute to them super chats, man. Y'all keep that coming. That's what's up, man. And but listen, my uncle was one of the first ever ABT. He was on Ellis 1. You know what I'm saying? And it started, I think, on Retrieve Unit or some shit, or East Ham, I guess. And he started on Ellis 1. He just passed away last year, man. He was an old man. His tattoo was so old he had to pull his skin back so you could see it. You know what I mean? But it wasn't racist at all, man. Right. You know what he told me, Rojo? He said when the ABT started, they was bad tired of white men being weak, point blank, period. He said it wasn't shit about blacks, Mexicans, or nothing. He said they called their meeting on the yard and said, if y'all keep letting this weak shit happen, it'll be us that comes and kills you, man. It'll be the ABT coming to take care of you. You won't have to worry about these blacks and Mexicans doing anything to you anymore. And basically, they toughened up the white dudes. The ABT was here to toughen up the white dudes, and it worked. You know what I mean? But then they start slamming them down. What do you say in TS and how being in California? Man, I can't speak on that. Man, listen, you guys are the first people in the entire history of the world to bring on a California-Texas syndicate, and it blew my mind when I seen y'all did that interview, man. But did y'all even ask him? Did he know how to get to Texas? Like, I didn't see y'all ask him that.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, we weren't able to get that far in that one, man.
Listen, the leader here was named Popeye, Pedro Guerra. Okay, Popeye is from Austin, Texas, and he's the reason they rock the Longhorns. And we can't. And of course, they have the same TS symbol that they had out in California. Shit. We don't know if Popeye went to prison in California, then came to Texas. Nobody knows. And somewhere out here is Pedro Guerra's family, and they probably don't even want to talk about it. Nobody's ever said anything about it. The original men are fucking old. You know what I mean? I don't know. Honestly,
if you just do some reasonable deduction, bro, you'd be like, okay, somebody from Texas got popped out here. You know, they started their own shit out here because they were like, man, these California dudes are different than us. Let's run together. They parole, go back home, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, El Paso, wherever the case might be, get locked up in there, bang, bang. I mean,
well, see, the El Paso, bro, if you're in El Paso, you can make it to Los Angeles in a car faster than you can Houston. Yeah. El Paso is like a little
I've done
LA.
that I-10 many times. I'm knowing.
Bro, El Paso is the city in Texas that has nothing to do with any other city. It's totally different, bro. You go out there,
El Paso,
and they still, bro, it's the only city that they ride Daytons and lowriders and switches and stuff. They don't do none of that in Texas over there. You know what I mean?
Swangers, none of that. No.
Yeah, they swangers and shit. DJ Screw over here, you know. But go out to El Paso.
El Paso is more like Albuquerque, Phoenix, LA. You know what I mean? With that more choloed out. You know what I mean?
So from what I was hearing from that man and everything, that basically it was the El Paso men starting Texas Syndicate out there, and they call it the tip. They've always called it that, you know what I mean? And they probably was the El Paso guys was probably the ones smuggling the dope back and forth because it's close. That's all I can think about, you know. And a lot of them probably got caught out there. And hey, it's pretty awesome. I'm gonna be dishonest. To us, we're bad proud that one time we had a Texas car in a California prison because there's never been a California car in a Texas prison. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, we had a Texas car in California prison. It's kind of amazing to us, but I guess they're eliminated totally, huh? Is there ever even a TS man left in California ever?
I'm sure there's a couple around, but they don't push that line. You know what I mean?
Maybe just old as hell, right?
Yeah, they kind of rode off into the sunset, man. You know.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, see now here in Texas, they're free world. They're big time free world, man. The Texas Mexican Mafia, Texas Syndicate, they're a bad free world gang and penitentiary. Then they go to the feds. And somebody asked me a question about the ABT and the Aryan Circle, why they don't get along. Basically, why they don't get along is that's from the original old days, man. You know what I mean? That they were just battling for power. There were 3 white gangs in the original days. We had the Texas Mafia. The Texas Mafia was a white gang that was bad affiliated with the Texas Syndicate. And man, I've only met about 3 of them guys in my life. They're kind of like you said, they're still there, but they don't push that line at all. You know what I mean? They'll just maybe have a tattoo still or something. But then you had the ABT and the AC. And the AC was the guys, and still are, that are pretty serious about the racial shit. The AB guys are the ones very serious about getting that money and almost not caring who the hell you are. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of why they don't like each other. I think the AC might consider the AB not as serious about the racial shit, but the AB is bigger. You know what I'm saying? But the AC is maybe crazier. So I don't know. It's I don't know, bro. But they go to the feds and they'll coexist. You know what I mean? Then they'll get into it. It's just different, or it can be either way, depending on where they're at. You know, so I don't know. Texas Syndicate and Mexican Mafia, they both go to El Reno, Oklahoma, and they ride together. Well, I mean, not ride together, but they walk the same prisons and don't beef because they have mutual enemies in the feds. You know, so I don't know, man. Do y'all have any personal homies that went to the feds? Y'all know anybody that like shot down here? I don't know. It was very few California, Texas guys.
Everybody I knew that went to the feds, man, I don't really associate with them no more. In my time, everybody went to the state. You know what I mean? But hey, Tim and everybody, we got to get out of here. We got an appointment on another channel at 8:30.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you for jumping in, my man. You're
always
I
was sitting there the whole time just listening, soaking up game, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you sharing that knowledge, man.
And I love hearing you guys too, man. Hey, Texas prison stories. Hey, bro, did you get in touch with Prisoner X? I wanted to ask you that.
Yeah, I hit him up on Facebook. He hit me back, man. I'm gonna get back at him for sure.
Okay, listen, I want to send a shout out to my brother Prisoner X first before y'all go, man. Because listen, Prisoner X is 22 years on it and then on life sentence, man. He actually killed a man when he was 18 years old. The man was running for the gun, didn't have the gun in his hand, but he was running to go get a gun, fixing to kill X. X shot him down before he could even touch the gun. And you know what I'm saying? He's saving his life, man. But the man had it in mind to go get his. So he's been 22 years right now dealing with that. He's getting close to parole. He's a good man. He started off as a blood. He's a Muslim now. He's a good dude, man. So y'all come check out my videos with Prisoner X on Texas Prison Stories. He's probably the only guy on YouTube doing live videos from maximum security. I don't know anybody else that'll do it. He'll get on his phone and do a live video, and he's going to do it with convict perspective, y'all. Y'all will see Prisoner X on here and probably on Tim Snow. So come check him out on Texas Prison Stories.
Texas
and I love you, brothers, man.
Make sure y'all check it out, man. Everybody have a good night. We appreciate you. And run over to Paradigm News Media, man. We're about to jump on a live right there.
Already. Salute to Boxer, too, man. I love that channel, too. I'll catch you guys later, man. Thanks, man.
All right, man. Y'all have a good night.
Paco, be cool, bro. Texas Prison Stories. I'll see y'all later.
Texas Prison Stories.